Right, I'm really keen to take you on a little walking tour through the Derby Arboretum in the winter when all the leaves have fallen off the trees and they're all changing colour. It's beautiful. It's so pretty and so colourful. I'm really lucky to have this on the doorstep. And all these mounds that you can see, these are all deliberately designed. And all the trees, of course, are very different to one another because they're all a collection of exotic trees. So there's lots of very different things to look at, and shapes and textures and so on. So I'm going to go onto the top of one of these mounds and then give you a little bit of a 360, well, a complete 360 if you like. And you can see the undulations and the beautifully designed walkway, the lodge over there, paths there, some squirrels if you can spot them. This is full of blossom in the spring, and then all these beautiful coloured leaves here in autumn. Gorgeous how it just scatters them on the ground. Oh, there's the squirrel. We'll follow the squirrel. So I'm walking across now one of these ridges, and it takes you deep into the Arboretum. And I say deep into the Arboretum, it's only a few acres, yet the way it's been designed, it gives you a real sense of mystery and discovery, and there's lots of nooks and crannies and hills and different trees, and you really feel that there's a lot of interest here and things to discover and look at, which was the original purpose of the park, was to educate and inspire. And we've got a little squirrel here. Let's say hello to this fellow. They're everywhere at the moment because I guess the nuts are falling off the trees. I say he, I can't tell the difference between a he and a she and a squirrel. I don't know how you do that. Well, I'm just learning all the names of the trees, so I'm not going to make a fool of myself and guess them all. And they all look very different in the winter, so I can only really... I've learnt them all in the spring, and only really by location would I be able to tell you or identify some of these trees. Apart from the fact that they just look absolutely stunning. And the weather at the moment is really mild. It's got that just very, very slight breeze, but not in any way cold. And so going down into this little dip here, surrounded by squirrels, everywhere squirrels, and if I turn round again, you now have a different perspective where you're looking up at those mounds that we were on just now, and the trees behind them. And you see in the distance there Loudon Lodge, which has just been refurbished by the Friends of the Derby Arboretum. And then this space here where a lot of people in the summer that will have and spring and picnics, and with a day like today you could probably have a picnic here as well. Gorgeous lamppost there in the distance, and then of course the famous fountain, which has been at different sizes through the years, and this park has been here for 180 years, which is incredible. One of the oldest urban parks in the world. And there in the distance, as we're now walking towards, you can see the orangery, which the Friends of Derby Arboretum were broadcasting from last weekend, bedtime stories. There's a few follies in the park as well. And that beautiful, I like to call New York style lamppost, Central Park style lamppost, as I've been corrected by the community parks officer that the New York lamps post or park are more like Arboretum ones, because obviously the Arboretum was here first before New York Central Park, which took inspiration from this park, as well as a few others as well. So now we've got another view here from this mound, looking at all the leaves and the mounds and all the other trees. So in spring it's absolutely spectacular, but it's equally spectacular in the autumn. So it's a lovely park to walk around, something very different to look at every time that you do. So we've probably just looked at about half of the park, or you can see half the park from here. Old mulberry tree there. Lovely. So I hope you've enjoyed the tour. Thank you very much.